Hi guys, and welcome to Beyond the 90 episode 3. I'm your host, Alex Elman. Now let's have a look what's happening in the Australian world of soccer. Ange Postecoglou has announced his squad to play Saudi Arabia and Belgium on the 4th and 8th of September. He's announced World Cup favourites that we've seen with Jedinak, Timmy Cahill. We've also seen call-ups for Lecky, Tommy Orr, and a return for the injured Robbie Cruz, who was out due to an ACL injury. We've also seen an exciting debut for a lot of Socceroos youngsters and debutants. We have Smith, Hurd, Sainsbury and Wright all starting for the Socceroos, which is fantastic as Ange Postecoglou is just starting to get a feel for who he wants to play in the 2015 Asian Cup that is being hosted in Australia. And it's good that we've got such a manager that's just willing to play young, bright spark players. Now the match against Belgium is being played on the 4th of September. And the match against Saudi Arabia is being played on the 8th of September. They are being played in Europe, so the time difference is a little bit iffy for the rabid Socceroos fans that will want to watch. Make sure that you do get behind them, do support them. Now let's have a look what's happening in England. Well, the English Premier League again, transfers are coming to an end and clubs are just starting to show their cards. Liverpool have just signed ex-Manchester City striker Mario Balotelli from AC Milan. Now the troublemaker comes to Liverpool with a big reputation of causing a bit of havoc during his time in England with fireworks, car crashes and just going out partying. So Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers had made sure that he's got a behavioural contract attached to Balotelli's playing contract to make sure that the strike is kept in check. And I think it could be an interesting prospect for Liverpool that are looking to replace the now departed Luis Suarez. In other transfer news, Luis van Gaal is even closer to signing Angel Di Maria from Real Madrid. The Real Madrid midfielder has arrived training grounds to just go and check through, get a medical, start talking contracts, and the move looks almost imminent as he knows that he's not going to get much playing time at Madrid. So a move for him to Manchester United. Look, United are just struggling through the league at the moment. They're struggling to get wins. Is he going to be the difference maker? Who knows? He comes with a lot of expectation, but a reputation to match. And I think that he could be the perfect player just to get Manchester United back on track. Now we're going to have a look at the preview of the upcoming games. Well, Burnley host Man United at home. Look, Burnley have got to get a valuable win. They're sitting at the bottom of the table. They need to start showing us that they are ready for top flight football. And the perfect time to do it is against a struggling Man United side. Now, Van Gaal will be hoping to get the 3 points out of this game. With a loss in the first game, a draw in the second game, coming up against Burnley, he'll be absolutely expectant on his players to get this win, and I'll be very surprised if Man United do not come away with this one for a win, but never count out Burnley, especially with the form that Man United are in. In the next game, we have Manchester City versus Stoke. Manchester City, look, they're just very strong, a very strong side. Manuel Pellegrini has got his men playing some fantastic football. They'll be coming off cloud 9, beating Liverpool the past week. So expect Manchester City to show a very high-quality, high-paced football, and I just don't feel that Stoke can keep up with them. They can defend them as much as they want, but they don't offer something that can challenge City in this game. And I see Manchester City winning comfortably 2-3-0. QPR and Sunderland. Now, again, Queen's Park Rangers sitting at the bottom of the table, still struggling to find their first win. And they just need to get it in form. They have the players, they have the quality, they even have the manager. Harry Redknapp is a very well-redeemed manager within England, and they just can't get it right in the top flight, QPR. And especially with Sunderland, Sunderland are just continually going off momentum of last season. They were almost in the drop zone. They battled out of it. They start again this season, and they've literally hit the ground running. They managed to pull out a draw last week with Manchester United, so they'll be looking to go to QPR and manage to gain the 3 points. Look, I really see Sunderland winning this game about 1 or 2-0. It'd be really good if QPR can manage to gain some points, but I just see Sunderland being too strong. Newcastle hosts Crystal Palace at St James's Park. Look, the Geordies, they just need to get it clicking at the moment. Everything's right. Alan Pardew's got his men feeling good. The play is good. They just need to start finishing off their chances. Crystal Palace, until they get a manager, like a sturdy, stable manager in the job, their form is starting to get affected by it. And I can just see Newcastle going out and just saying, look, we're here, you're on our turf, we're going to take it to you, and we're going to want the 3 points. And I do see Crystal Palace, unfortunately, going down in this game, probably by 1 or 2 goals. Swansea and West Bromwich Albion. Now, the Swans are playing at home. West Brom have the side to really just stick it to the Swans and really give them a challenge to try and ruin that unbeaten run that Gary Monk has got going at the moment. I do see the Swans edging it only due to the home side advantage. West Brom are known not to travel very well, so I do see the Swans winning it, but it'll be a very close game. Wouldn't be surprising if it ends in 2-1 or 3-2, something along the score lines of that. Then West Ham, they host Southampton. Now the Hammers are coming off the 3-1 win, keeping Sam Allardyce's head above the water with the board. So they will look to continue that momentum against a Southampton side that did gain their first point of the Premier League season last week. Southampton, they have the quality, they have the side. They just need to start getting the wins on the board. And this is the perfect opportunity to do it. West Ham, we know, are very shaky when it comes to their playing style. Allardyce managed to get a win out of them this week with some impressive football, but I do see Southampton getting the 3 points this week and starting off their season with a win. Everton and Chelsea. Now, this will be the first real Chelsea test. They've come up against Burnley and Leicester the first 2 weeks, and they brush them under the rug. They really do. But now this is really a Chelsea side coming up against a top flight English Premier League side with Everton. And Everton have shown us that in the first half, they are absolutely dominant. And with Chelsea being a little bit shaky in that first half against Leicester last week, wouldn't surprise me if Everton managed to sneak a few goals past Courtois. It will be a very close game. I do see Everton edging it only due to the fact that Martinez will want a very strong second half, and especially coming up against a side like Chelsea, they'll want to push even harder. Then we have Aston Villa versus Hull City. Now Hull, they are without centre-back Manchester due to that red card suspension. And he really is the anchor man with that centre-back. He really is the commander-in-chief. He lets everyone know what is going on in that back line. And this is where I think Aston Villa will be able to exploit, especially with the home side advantage. They'll be able to exploit that weakness with the suspension, go through, and hopefully slot a couple of goals past Hull City. To win this one, I'd see it 2-2, maybe 2-3-0. Then we have Tottenham Hotspur, top of the league, versus Liverpool. Now Tottenham will want to continue their impressive undefeated run. They are playing very impressive football. The link-up play, everything is flowing very nicely. And I can see it just continuing against a Liverpool side that just are looking to find their feet. Whether they have Mario Balotelli available to play this game will be something of news and might get Liverpool over the line. But at the moment, I just don't see Liverpool really taking it to the top flight sides just due to the fact that they just haven't got it together quite as yet. I do see Tottenham edging this one 2-0, but then again, as a Liverpool supporter, I'll never count them out. I'll stand by my side, and I do hope that Liverpool get up, but I do feel that Tottenham is a very good test for this Liverpool side. And then finally, the final game of the round, we have Leicester versus Arsenal. Now, Leicester, they are really like the dark horse for me of this competition. Most of your Premier League side, most of your Championship sides, when they come up into the Premier League, they have the pressure and expectation of just going straight back down and plummeting back into the Championship. But Leicester, for me, are that side, like we saw with Southampton, like we saw with West Brom. They come back up. They have the ability to match the top flight sides and really take it to them. Leicester just need to start finishing off their chances, and what a perfect opportunity to do it then against Arsenal. Now Arsenal, look, they've managed just to play the get out of jail card the last 2 weeks, last minute equalizers to gain them single points, and they need to start getting more impressive on the ball, start working off the ball, and they need to start showing us that they are ready to match it with top 4 sides. Otherwise, yet again, they could see themselves in a very strong battle for the top 4, a top 4 placing and a Champions League spot for next year. It will be also interesting to see how they go with their follow-up leg against Turkish side Besiktas, as they still are looking to find form. All right, well, that's all we have time for this week at Beyond the 90. Thank you for tuning in. Remember that the English League Cup is also on this week. Make sure you get behind your side, whether they're playing. You can also follow my blogs at www.beyondthe90.net and follow me on Twitter at Alex Ellerman. Hope your team does well this week, and we'll catch you again the next time. Thanks, guys, and this is Alex Ellerman signing off.